Hello out there. Hi, my name's Robin Williams and I'm a property developer in Adelaide, South Australia. Property's been really good to me. I've had a lot of fun and I've been able to create the lifestyle that I love. I'm a mother, a grandmother, a daughter. I've been able to help my son with his son, and I've been able to care for my aged parents thanks to property. So other than financially, which is something my husband and I do as well, I was looking for a way to give back. So I was hoping maybe sharing some knowledge that I've gained over the years. This is just my opinion and what I've learnt and my experiences. So I put out some feelers and asked some questions, and I got back a very interesting question. Well, a question from a very young lady that's still at high school. Her name is Hannah. Hello, Hannah. And Hannah wanted to know, when I was at high school, I don't know about you, I was only interested in boys and parties. But Hannah spends her weekends on realestate.com. Good on you, Hannah. I wish I had done that. Wow, how much sooner and how much easier life would have been. So Hannah wants to know how much money she needs to get started in real estate, how much money she needs to buy a property. That has many aspects to that question, but we'll take it down to the basics, I think. Hannah, a bank loves to loan you money because that's how they make their money, as long as you can afford to pay the loan. And they love you to put in as much money as possible, so their risk is as low as possible. Their favourite thing is to loan you 80% of whatever it is you're looking to purchase. So let's suggest you're looking to purchase a $600,000 property. The bank would then be happy to loan you 80% of that, which would mean 600, you need two lots of 60, you need $120,000 to make it up to cash out of your pocket to make it up to the loan. Plus you would need another 6% on top of that to pay for stamp duty and what we call settling costs, which cover your conveyancer, and the conveyancer is the one that does all the legal documents when you purchase a property, and make sure that we change titles very well, which is something we do well in Australia, unlike a lot of other countries. And then some other bills that you'll need to pay, which is the remainder of the water rates and the council rates, etc. So if you allow 6%, 26%, so that's a fair bit of money. Now, a lot of banks, especially if you're buying your first home, might allow you to borrow 95%. That's a lot better, isn't it? So then you only need 11% of the purchase price. I'll leave you to figure out what 11% of 600,000 is, so that's just over 60,000. But they'll charge you for the mortgage lender's insurance, of course. They used to often put it on the loan that you got, but I have heard these days that sometimes they expect you to pay for that up front. They can be, I think, around about $15,000 depending on the loan. The mortgage lender's insurance, no way it helps you at all. It's to cover the bank should you default on your property, and then they can go to their insurance company and get their money back because now their risk is so much higher. So you will need either 11% or 26% of whatever your purchase price is. Now, your purchase price, you need to be at wherever your finance level is, so whatever you can service. You'd need to go probably to a finance institution or a bank being a finance institution, or a finance broker. I tend to use brokers. That's because they have a whole panel that they go to, and panel of lenders, that is, and each finance institution has its own criteria. Some might loan you more money, some might loan you less money, so it depends on their criteria, and a finance broker should know the difference between that. So that's probably a good place to start. Just with finance brokers, they're a great resource. Keep in mind when dealing with property with everybody, real estate agents, finance brokers, how they make their money. Now, a finance broker will make his money normally from the loan he puts you in, unless he charges an upfront fee, which I'm okay with. And we need to make sure that he's putting you in the best loan for you, not the best loan for his business, for him to make money. So, and it's fair enough to ask these questions up front. They need to declare what money on any contracts you sign, what money they're making, and you can ask up front, how much money do you make with this one, how much do you make with that one. a good finance broker that I've been dealing with lately or that I've dealt with recently, they give you a few people that would fit your criteria. So that brings us back to serviceability, and that's all about the amount of money you can pay back to the bank. And they will scrutinise everything. They will scrutinise your bank accounts, see what your spending habits are. They love to see a good savings history. In your instance, some banks will allow your parents to put some money in if they're happy to go a bit of a guarantor on the property. And sometimes there's loans where they can take out a portion of the loan for you, if your parents might help you once you've got a full-time job, of course. So that's about it for how much money you need to borrow. What else would I like to tell you? Just when you're looking at property or you're buying a property and you're already there, Hannah, it's really nice. We all love pretty things, okay? I myself, we walk in and we buy something that's already done and renovated and everything else. From an investment point of view or a moving forward point of view, it's always great to find something that you can add a little bit of value to, Hannah. So something that's a bit run down. When I say a bit run down, of course we need it structurally sound, but that needs a paint or an update or something like that, because then you're adding the value. You're not already paying the top price. And buying property, if you're buying to hold or to live in, is about equity, about being there for the long term so that you get some equity. And if you're buying to rent, that's different. It's about rental return and making sure that your property will maintain its value or go up in value as well. There's something else I wanted to mention too, very briefly. We all have a credit file. I mentioned this to my daughter and she wasn't aware of it because she'd never borrowed any serious money. It's kept in various places. There's various credit agencies you can go to. I use VEDA, but there's other, VEDA. It's free to get. It'll just take a little while. You should be able to get it. And on your credit file, it tells you how your credit rating is. Sometimes people have defaulted on something that they're not aware of. And if you've got a default on your credit file, nobody's going to loan you anybody. And it gives you a rating on your credit file too. And it'll explain, VEDA will explain how the whole system works. In the last 5 years or so, it's changed slightly. It used to be how least money you borrowed, but now it's how much money you borrowed and paid back, or various things like that. It will explain to you how it works. So I wanted to mention that because when you're going around looking at loans, just be careful that not everybody's checking your credit file. When you're actually applying for one, they'll make you sign a document to say that they can check your credit file, and that's fair enough. They need to do that to make sure your loan's going to flow through, but you should know what it is. But when you're just inquiring, please don't sign anything that lets them check your credit file, because if too many people check your credit file, then that affects your credit file too and makes you less attractive to the financial institution. Okay, that's all of that for today. I hope that's helped, Hannah. Hannah, if you've got any more, if you want me to elaborate any more, please let me know. And I hope it's helpful to some other people wanting to get started in property. I'm available. You can send me an email. We'll attach my website and my email address if you have any more questions. I hope it helps. Thanks. Bye.